Hey, hello out there. How are you? Happy New Year and welcome to the first live stream of 2024 with your host all the way from California. hmm Expecting some rain here. I hope everybody had a great New Year's Eve. Hey, hello, Jane. Glad you can make it to my show. Hope everybody had a great New Year's Eve and happy 2024. Well, today, what are we going to talk about? Okay. Today I'm going to talk about some new scary stories that I have. I have one in common, which I'm gonna tell it in about a few minutes, or let's say about 5 or 10 minutes from now. I'm gonna tell it, but first, a word from your sponsor. Oh yeah, that's right. We don't have no sponsors. Yeah, I always wanted to say that. I always want a word from your sponsor. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Tijuana, Mexico, back in the 1950s. 1957, as a matter of fact. There was a story about this woman who would roam around the streets of the city of Tijuana, Mexico, back like around 1957. She would be dressed in black, and she would go around the streets panhandling, and her face was all covered. Like say she asked you for money, and you would say no. She would um, she would threaten you. Uh, she would threaten you and contaminate you of leprosy. Of leprosy. So that's how the story begins. So this woman had was covered like the Green Reaper, all in black, but her face was like disfigured because of the leprosy. You know, back then leprosy was very common all over the world, but now it's eradicated. Now it's they have medicines treated and cured right away. Back then, it was a different story. They say, according to legend, she had one eye. People thought it was leprosy at first, but she terrorized the city of then that was around 200,000 people. People would lock their doors at night and won't let no strangers. Some people even bought guns to face this mysterious what or whatever it was, a ghost or some crazy person with leprosy. You know, scaring people all over town. So here it is. So the news story appeared in the newspaper, the Herald, El Heraldo. They say this man said that he. Don Meyer, what's up? I haven't seen you in quite a while. Nice to see you. Oh God, it's been a long time. Yeah, since the days of Brian and that News New England. You know those guys with Sticky and Josh Abrams and everything. You know what I heard? I heard that Jackie, Good Citizen Green. Remember her? She passed away. Hmm. Yeah, remember her? Yeah, I still see Cooking with Lulu once in a while. I see um mm, some of it. I saw Brian on yeah, I saw Brian a couple of weeks ago. He was on Instagram, but he hardly ever goes live. Once in a while, he'll go live. Oh my God, what happened, Don? Yes, I remember. I heard that your husband had his leg amputated or something at one time. Oh my God, I'm so sorry to hear that, girl. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Don. I mean, it's horrible to be homeless. I mean, some people even laugh at homelessness, but for me, that's nothing to be laugh. That's nothing. That's not even funny. Nothing like that. But I'm so sorry. Oh my God, man. Hope God be with you, and hope everything later comes out better. In life. But damn, so sorry. Yes, I remember. Yes, I remember it. Yeah, I was live when you told me that. That was about God. That's 3 years ago. We're in January of 2024. I started streaming around like January of 2021. That's when I started streaming. Yeah, but God, I'm so glad I to see you, and glad to hear that you're doing better now. Really, just God bless you. Hope 2024 brings you happiness, and peace and love, and don't have to be homeless no more. I hope it does. It does. I hope brings that. But really, I'm sorry again. Really, it's for being homeless. I mean, ah, yeah. Mhm. Well, that's good, and thanks a lot. Yeah, God is present in the word. Guess what? I'm gonna put a link here of a new community that I am a member. I don't go to that Andrew guy, those Ramadan people. Remember those people? How they? Hey, what's up, Colt? I'm gonna give you here a link of a channel that I go to now, and that I highly recommend. That I highly recommend. Yeah, that's the channel, Gunsmoke the Dawn. I highly recommend it. It's a community that you're gonna love very much. Yeah, over there, I just couldn't stand them over there, so that's why I left one day. Over that was about like now 2 years ago now that I left that community. Paulie Crispy, Andrew, and them guys. Yeah, and they were going after you guys. Remember, Don? Because you guys were members of Brian's community. They were trying to intimidate you guys and doing all that kind of stuff, all because you guys were seeing somebody they hated. Mhm. That's why I left them, because everybody goes wherever they want to go. I mean, we're nobody here to tell people what to do, and where can they go to. I tell you, that is one place that we don't want to. That you don't. We don't want to. Yeah. Well, I'm going to show you a place, you know, uh, yeah, so over here. Yeah, over here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I got it now. Oh, here we go, DV boy. Wee. Oh, cool. Cool. You're gonna love it there, Don. What's up, DV boy? Okay. Yep. Well, here I want to show you something. Yeah, this is nice street. This is Revolucion Avenue in Tijuana. If you're a local, you probably know well the street in here in Tijuana, the famous. Here's an Italian restaurant here. Oh, okay, Don. Oh my God. Oh, this is where my old friend used to live. Well, it's this is Tijuana. This is right across the border from San Diego. This is where I used to live when I was very young. When I was a kid, you know. I'm going to show you something about this building. This building you see here, this one and this one, they've been around as far as I can, as far as I've been. I don't know, but it's very, I don't know. As far as I ever have been alive. But back then, they didn't look like this run down. And well, this one's was looks like they remodeled it, but this one right here, it's been there. Looks like it needs a new facelift, what they call a remodel or something. I don't know which. Look at this. Yeah, this is where I used to live. People, we show a house here. You see this house here? Kind of looks like a castle. It's been around. It's been there for years and years and years. But people would say around town that that place was haunted. Was haunted, and it mm. So this is my neighborhood. This is where I grew up before I came to live in this country. This is where I used to live, right in this neighborhood here. This is the park. You know, interesting story about this park. This park has been there for more than 50 years, the park. Now, this park you see here, interesting. They, it was like, I'm talking like around back in 1975 or 74, back then. Well, let me tell you something. Here, it was almost on a typical day, it was like maybe 8 o'clock at night or nine or something. You still hear kids playing at night, but not anymore. Not anymore because people say there's a lot of hoods hang around like that. But I still remember that. I remember being there playing as at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night. Yeah. And we go up here some more. Up here. This right here, this is an auto body shop. Paint, they do paint job and all that kind of stuff. They've been around there for, oh my God, I don't know how much long, but they've been there for years and years. And over here, this right here used to be a mom and pop store. Now it's a cleaners. But look at modern. This was unheard of back then. Back in the 70s, this used to be now it's like a barber shop. And what else we got here? Clothing store. Right here, this used to be a restaurant. Now it's a some kind of like where they sell used furniture or something like that. Let me show you something out here. This was nearly 50 years ago. I want to show you something about this door you see here. You see this black door? Or is it here? But there's two places. I remember I was walking by, and it was during the daytime. It was like early, late in the afternoon. It was still day because it was in the summertime. It was in the summertime. I was walking by. You know, I had just moved a block away, and I think I don't know where I had to go. I went to this store that used to be here, but it's no longer there. Right over here used to be a drugstore. The church, well, that's still there. They never changed. So one day I was walking, and this door was open, and it was a big hallway. And I looked at it, and I started like saying, "Man, I'm getting out of here," because because the day before I saw a movie about a horror movie about some serial killer or something like that. I have seen, and I thought that the big serial killer was going to come and get me, so I ran. Yeah. So here's where I moved. Where we moved in '75. This wasn't like that. Now it's like a school or something, but it's no longer a home. But this home right here, it was there. It was there. And right over here, this old building that nobody, I think, ever goes in, or I don't know what, or locked in or something, but it's a garage band used to play here. Some guys who were in a local band, they used to rehearse here. And I remember they would play songs like, since they were big in those days, from Casey and the Shank Shank Band, I got some said, shake, 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 shake your booty. They would play it right there. They did it very well. I mean, yeah. And this street right here, we were walking home, and these kids approached us. And I don't know why, but they threw rocks at us. Yeah, they were just bad kids. I mean, this was back in those days. This was a bad neighborhood. I mean, it was full of gangs. But now we're going to the main event. To the main event. So this is the church. This is Santa Maria, King of Peace, Parroquia, King of Peace. That's the Catholic Church. This is where I was baptized. These houses here, you see, but they were not always there. That was a paper mill, or something like that. Shop. We're almost there. We're here. This house you see there, the house you see there, this is where I was born. Back nearly 57 years ago. I was born in this house right here. Didn't look like that. Nah. In this neighborhood, it used to be terrorized by gangs. If you live like, for example, blocks away from here, you couldn't walk through here. Say, for example, you had to go to see to visit somebody here. You had to walk the other way. Yep. Yeah. The gangs used to hang out here. This used to be an old mom and pop store. The people that owned this shop were friends of my dad. And yeah, this is where I was born. But this street you see here wasn't was a dirt road that went by. You know, there were always cars roaming around, traffic. And I remember my mom would take me to this. She would go to the store and buy to the butcher shop, which was this store right here. Now it's closed. This building right here. They used to have a butcher shop, and my mom used to go Yeah. Sometimes you should take me there. I still remember that. Yeah. Right over here, somewhere around here, one of these houses back then, there used to be a bakery. And believe it or not, every time oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, this is Mexico. This is just off the border. You don't have to go far. This is all you have to do is go to San Diego, take the Highway 5. Oh, no, I mean, you don't have to take the highway. You should just go on the trolley. And the trolley you will get off at San Isidro, and you just walk through. But to come back, you gotta uh you gotta have a U.S. passport to come back. It's been like that since 9/11. If you don't have that, just have an ID. You're asking for trouble. They're customs. They'll take you in and ask you a whole bunch of questions and all that kind of stuff. Something you don't want to go through. Best thing to do is get your U.S. passport, valid U.S. passport. That's it. That's it. That's all you need. You need a visa, nothing, none of that stuff. Just a valid U.S. passport that is not expired or anything like that. So that's all you need. Yeah, bread shop used to be here at this building here. I remember just seeing the oven, the fire. God, it just make me want. Oh my God! And the smell of that bread. Oh man, I still crave for that. Yeah. Yeah. Whole has changed. This used to be a liquor store here, but now it's a Oxxo. It's like a 7-Eleven equivalent of 7-Eleven. This used to be a big laundromat here. This restaurant, and that laundromat was like the gossip of the neighborhood. If you want to hear something, you gotta go you gotta go to this laundromat and hear that and hear the neighborhood gossip. Yeah, lot has changed. Now you have this and here. Yeah, you see these just zeros. That's a money exchange, a store. That's where if you have dollars, you can change into pesos. $5. It says how much. Mm, yeah. Hmm. Ah, this is a place I ought to go check out when the next time I go down there. Some people are afraid to go down there. Oh, it looks pretty good. Yummy tacos of meat with beans. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm gonna have to check this place out, man. Place looks yummy. Yeah. No, no, no. Wait a minute. I'm going west. I got to go east. East. I got to go east. You see this? See the mountain here? That's the U.S. This is the United States, and this over here, of urban, that's Mexico. Yeah, that's Mexico. Yeah. You see this building here? This is a funeral home. I don't know, but I still get scared of those places. Now, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, you see these? This green, like building, and this here, these used to be in the back in the day were movie theaters. We used to walk to these movie theaters from here, go back. I don't know about these streets here. You see here, these streets. I don't know why, but they have always gave me the creeps walking through here because I think it's because they are known. There are some known haunted places. That's why. Yeah, let me show you one in particular. One. I think it's down this street. No, 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 no. It's on the other street. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that's Sixth Street. Yeah, it's this house right here. This house right here. They say it's haunted. Well, they say years ago, many years ago, lived a doctor who had his clinic there, and him and his elderly mother, and the elderly mother was the receptionist, and and then sometimes the nurse or something in a way. She would be there at the door greeting the patients and offering them if they want any coffee or something like that. But here's a story about them. This happened like around the 40s. It happened. They say that the place that uh, the doctor and the mother for weeks didn't had closed the door and would not come out. Didn't come out. And at first, the people thought that they had gone on vacation. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Or they went on a trip or something like that. But as weeks went by, they said this doesn't make any sense. Where are they? Where are they? How come they just left or anything? So what they did is that they called the cops to make a welfare check on the place, and several neighbors came when the cops arrived, and they told them the story that they were worried about the people who lived there. Their a son and their elderly mother, and they didn't have nothing. So the one of the cops. No, I'm starting the story. Okay. So one of the cops started knocking on the door and saying, "Hello, hello, anybody there? Pop, pop, pop. Anybody there? Pop, pop, pop." And suddenly the door opens, and the elderly mother answers the door, and and the people said, look, we were worried about you guys. You guys didn't, didn't answer the door when we came. Even when we came here for our doctor's appointments and we wanted medical treatment for something or something. You guys didn't, open the door. So at first, we thought you guys had gone on vacation or something, but as we got a little worried and we called the cops and to know if you guys were all right. Oh, we're okay. I mean, we've been here. Working every day here in the clinic. I mean, how can you say that? The place was closed. Nobody even came or anything because the lights were always out. And the old lady kept saying, no, 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 no. No, we've been here. We never left anywhere. Oh, oh my God. Oh. So one of the cops says, is your son here? The doctor, yes, he's upstairs. Do you want me to call him? No, no. We'll go upstairs. The cops and some of the neighbors went upstairs, knocked on the door, and told her and knocked on the door, and the son answers the door. Yes, what do you guys? Can I help you guys or something? Or no, we came here because your mother told us you were up here, and at first we thought that you guys were, I don't know, or something had happened to you guys. No, 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 no. We've been here. We've been here. But you said my mother told you I was up here. That's impossible. My mother has been dead for over a month. No, 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 dude. We just talked to your mother. She was upstairs. She told us that you were up here. I don't know, man. But my mother's been dead for over a month. No, come on, come on. Okay, okay, okay. So the people left. And when they went downstairs, they noticed that the old lady was dead, was laying out, was dead. Like somebody had, like she had fainted or had just had an apparent heart attack, but she was lying on the ground dead. And then they went upstairs. And when they got upstairs, they saw the dead body of the doctor. But the dead body was not the doctor. The doctor had not committed suicide at that moment. No, no. The doctor had committed suicide some couple of days later after the mother had died. So what happened was they talked to the dead people. Those people that had a welfare check on them. They talked to. So yeah. So years later, the house was bought by some relatives, and those relatives were into the occult and witchcraft and all that kind of stuff, mumbo jumbo stuff there, whatever people call it. Yeah. So legend has it. Let me give you a story about this window you see here. This is known as the House of the Crooked Window. Legend has it that they made this window to be like this, crooked. Because they say that if you do a window like this, it keeps away the evil spirits. I don't know where that comes from, but there's so many beliefs in this world. In this world about ghosts and people like this. And you know what's weird about it? When you look at the streets you see here, Now I know why. Ever since I was a kid, these streets have gave me the creeps. I don't know. There was something about it. And I noticed this house, and not only that, what makes it a lot worse, or not worse, but scarier, that we used to go to this movie theater over here. We used to go to this movie theater that was right on this corner. This used to be a movie theater, but now it's a playhouse. It's a playhouse. But we used to go here, and sometimes we would walk away. We would walk home this way or this way, and at night, in dark, and we would have to go past that house. Not only that, let me show you how the trip was sort of a challenge to get home. To get home to that house where we used to live, the ones I told you about. It was a challenge. Here we go. Over here. We would the house that I just talked to you about, it's in this block here. That's the house that brown stuff. But we had to walk through here to the house, to our house, at during the dark, and climb these stairs. Stairs that were, you see these stairs you see here? We used to climb these stairs in the dark and then walk several blocks to our home. Yeah, walk several blocks to our home through these stairs. A gentleman told me a story that happened to him back in the early 50s when he was about 11 years old. He said he went to the same movie theater and saw The Thing, the original Thing, not the John Carpenter film. He saw the original 1951 Howard Hawks film, and he told us a story when he went home. He had to climb those stairs, and he said that when he ran home, he thought about the movie he just saw. And that tall monster that appears in that movie. I don't know if you guys ever seen that movie, The Thing from Another World, 1951 classic. That was made a remake in 1982, starring Kurt Russell, directed by John Carpenter, and then there was one in 2011 that was like the prequel of the 82 movie. Yeah. So the man said he thought of the monster, and he thought that the monster was going to get him, and he ran those stairs. Yeah, sounds funny. Yeah, I tell the story because it's part of my life. It's part of my childhood fears. I tell these stories. Just like Anne Rice, the late Anne Rice would tell all these stories about these cemeteries and all these places she knew as a little girl that just scared her. And this is just like me. I tell these stories. Um, Stories that part of my childhood, but not all of it from my childhood are scary. Some are good, some are great. Like this place right here. This place has been around time. It's like a union hall, like a Elks Club or something. And it's named after each chapter is named after a certain historical figure of Mexico. This one's named after Ignacio Zaragoza, who was a hero of the Battle of Cinco de Mayo. The Cinco de Mayo, the holiday, and that, yeah. So here, they have a lot of parties here, dances and everything. Yeah, not 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 just scary stuff, but that's one thing. Yep. And I used to go to this movie theater a lot as a kid. You would see 3 movies here for the price of one, and you can stay all day. Yeah, you can like pay your ticket like around 1 o'clock and go home around like 7 o'clock or even as far as 9 o'clock. Yeah. Yeah, this theater also has a scary story that I'm going to tell you right now. There was a kid. She lived there. This was around like in the 70s or 60s. And this kid loved to go to this theater every week. Every week. And his mom would work as a cleaning lady. Yeah, oh yeah, good movie. Yeah, 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 the thing. Yeah, I saw it on one of the streaming services not too long ago, about a couple of months ago. I think I saw it again. So there was a kid who used to love to go to this movie theater. I don't remember his name, the story, but he loved to go there. And every week, his mom would get paid on a Friday. So one day, when he got out of school, when he got out of school, he asked his mom that he was that if for to go to the movies, to go to this movie. And she said, "Son, I don't have the money now, but later on, I'll give you the money." So the son says, "Mom, no problem. I'll wait." He waited. He went to the movies, to this theater, and saw a late show. And when he left home, of course, it was dark. It was dark. And his home was somewhere, was miles and miles away from here. His home was around, let's see, somewhere going this street, Second Street. This is Second Street. This is Second Street. But it's usually called Benito Juarez Boulevard. He would probably walk, or he would have to take the bus, the blue line bus. And that blue line bus route, as a matter of fact, the last time I took that route was back in 1985. I still remember. Yeah, I remember because my friend who lived a little farther than that invited me to his house to meet him and meet I think it was his wife or something. I don't know. That and you see this car right here. You see these guys and this car. These army guys wearing guns. Those are federal troops. They're looking for cartel people like that. And this supermarket, this been there around. Oh, this been around forever. At this place, still remember as a kid. Yeah. Oh. So the poor kid either had to walk this way, either had to walk through this way all the way to his house, and saw something that changed his life forever. Changed his life forever. He probably took the bus to First Street, and that bus will come from here, and we'll make a left turn. We'll make a right turn over there. Make a right turn. Yeah, I remember taking that bus. That we used to take that bus because we used to visit our aunt. We used to go on a Saturday. So the kid, that went to that movie theater, Oh, what you saw there, that's a farmer's market. I don't know why I thought I'm going to find that cemetery. So the kid had to. Okay, here's the map. Okay, I'm gonna do it the map way, better. Two ways. Okay, let's first of all, the kid probably took the bus right on this. No, wait a minute. That's not the street. Yeah, okay, here it is. First Street over here. No, 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 right here. Yeah, right here. This is right. This is the old bakery that's no longer there. I remember the bakery too. He would take the bus from on this here. That was one. Well, that was one option when he got out from the movies. And he would either get off the bus here, and this is where he saw the ghost. Oh, here we go. And this is where he saw the ghost right here. This cemetery. Yep, this is the one. This is the famous gate. And this is the ghost where he saw the ghost of Henrietta Hill. Yeah, 10 blocks. Yeah, 10 blocks. Hey, what's up, Fat Ball Italian? What up? Glad you could make it. Yeah, so that's what, yeah, so this is where he saw the ghost of Henrietta Hill. And now I'm going to show you a picture of that ghost. A picture of that ghost. Okay. Okay. Yes, this is the woman. This is the lady that the a boy who went to the movie saw. Henrietta Hill. The story is that back in the 20s, she fell in love with this a working class guy, and his parents were not thrilled for that. So she cried and cried and locked herself in the room. And one day the parents found her, but when they found her, she was like sick because she hadn't drink, she hadn't even had a meal in days or something. She was weak and and with the high fever and everything, she was in really terrible shape. Yeah, and this is her right here, and we get the hill. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you guys can see what you see. And this woman supposedly to be her mom. Her mom was born in 1864. Let me see. Yeah. And she died in 1957. That's her mom. And here you see her parents of the girl. First of all, this is the guy. Not this is not the boy, but this is another guy who claimed that he. So this is another guy. This happened in 1952. This man named his name was Jesus Zamora. That was his name. He was only 22 years old at the time. He claims one time when he was yes, the lady in the white dress. True. Yeah, that what it is. So this woman, right? So this guy right here was coming home from work one night, and he saw Gil, this woman, walking down the street, but he saw her walking down the street on a lonely night, cold night. He thought that she was some person who was lost or something. So he offered to help her, and she said, "Yeah, can you walk me home?" Yes, I could. Yeah. Well, legend has it that he said yes, and they walk. So when they got to her so-called home, which was the cemetery, which was the this cemetery, and here's a mausoleum where she's buried right now, right there. Legend has it when they walked to that cemetery, he noticed something particular strange about her. That her hand went right through the gate, but the gate was closed with a lock. He noticed something, and when he saw that, he tried to run home, but the woman kept grabbing him until a few minutes, until a couple of seconds later, he freed himself and he ran like hell to his house, and he opened the door, and his cousin was there because he was living with his cousin and his wife. And he said to him, and his cousin says, "Man, you look like you just see a ghost." Yeah, yeah. And he was like tired and so and so. And his cousin was a little worried. He said, "Hey, dude, what happened, man? What happened? Did somebody try to rob you or something?" Because he thought it was somebody tried to mug him and he was running away. No, 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 no. So tell me what happened? What happened? Look, a paper, a pencil, and he wrote what he had seen. He said he saw ghosts of that woman that I show you the picture. He saw that ghost, and the guy got so freaked out since he left town. He went back to his hometown, and he never returned back. Was never seen again. Yeah. Yes, this cemetery has a lot of stories. Yeah. Um, I'm gonna try maybe in the coming months, futures. I'm gonna try to take a pictures of this mausoleum. Yeah, take a lot of these pictures from these mausoleums. But there's a lot of stuff of this cemetery. I tell you. Oh, look at here. Here's a Facebook page I found. And here are people who live in my city and they claim they know the family. He says, that my grand the this man is saying that that his wife was related to the ghost. Yeah. They say that his wife was the granddaughter of uh, uh, of the ghost's mom. So that would have to be that the that Enriqueta had the Enriqueta's sister or brother. No, she's saying that his wife was related to this family. Now I understood. A guy saying here, oh, here's a person who's related to her. Here's a lady here that says that he says, "I'm sorry to tell you people, but Miss Enriqueta Hill was one of my cousins." What people are saying, none of it is true. It's only a legend. She never died of love. She's saying they're just legends of to tell the story of the city. Yeah, and her dad was nicknamed as the Chinese Sarko. They called him. I don't know why. They say that the father was a very loving person, and he was not the same. But the people that how he's described in the legend. It's only a legend. Yes, we know that it's a legend. That's why we tell it. It's a legend. Mm. Here's another woman that says that my grandmother used to tell me this story, and she said she was her neighbor. She was their neighbor. Yes, they're neighbors. Yes. Yeah, she was a real person, but the people, the people, the woman who said who is her cousin would say that her father wasn't a mean person. He was a loving husband and loving father. That and one woman was saying that her grandma was back in the day was one of their neighbors. Oh yeah, I know where they lived. Fish Street. That street is part of my life. That's where they live. That's been part of my life since I was a kid. That street, because you know why? I remember that street very well because there was another movie theater there too, and also right across the street from the theater there used to be uh, a telephone station. I would say. I don't know if they ever had those here in the United States because there was a time when people didn't have phones much as we all have phones here. We have our home phone, our cell phone number, but back then in Mexico, since it was a poor country, people did not everybody, not every house had a phone. I mean, people would have to go to a telephone station and make a certain call, a long distance call to a relative or something. And I remember when I was a kid, a toddler, my mother would take me to that place where she would call our relatives who lived down in Sinaloa, Mexico. Yes, Sinaloa, where all the cartels are. That's where my mother was born. My grandmother was born. My grandfather was born, and I have relatives there. Yeah, 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 yeah. I remember the party line. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, people. Yeah, these like phone stations. There was like you go inside. There were all these. There were about like 7 or 8 booths, or 10, or even more. I would say, and people would just stay there and rent one for about I don't know. I don't know. I gotta ask my mom about that. She probably knows how they did it because I don't know. I just and not only that, that same street where they lived, Big Fish Street, on that same block, my dad used to go to the bank there. Funny, I used to go. My mom used to use the phone station there. My dad used to go to the bank there, and right across the street was a movie theater. We all used to go there. And I have a trivia about that movie theater, and I'm going to tell you guys. This is a fun trivia. I'm going to say it. This was back in the '70s. Okay, I'm gonna say a trivia. This is a little fun trivia I always have. The last movie I ever saw there. It's a multiple choice trivia, and I'm going to mention 3 movies from the '70s, from the early '70s and mid '70s. 3 movies. Okay, the number one would be The Poseidon Adventure. The number two would be um, Jaws. The number three would be the original Rocky. Yeah. So, out of those 3 movies, which was the last movie I ever saw there of those 3 movies I just mentioned? Okay. The first movie I mentioned, I'm going to say it again, was The Poseidon Adventure. The second was Jaws, the original one. And the third was the original Rocky. Which one I saw there? The last movie I ever saw there of those 3 movies. Just one. Okay. Mm-hmm. Trivia. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We're now back to the movie theater, but we're going to go somewhere else. We're going to go back to the same street that we talked to. Okay, this street right here, this is the Fifth Street. This is the street where the parents of that girl lived in back in the day. Because at that time, all of these places you see here is the business. Here's like I don't know. This is a electronic store or electronic parts store. They have a lot of these over there. Like a Raider Shack. This is a taco shop. This is a Sky Mess Wrap or I don't know what it is. Okay, this is some kind of parking lot. orthodontic. Okay, so this is right here somewhere. I would have to bet these houses all the way from here. The parents live, and this is where the parents, but sometimes they will get knock on the door of people saying that they've seen the ghost. Back in the day, this was the only pizza place in town. Now it's not, it's a different name now, but they used to be back then. So this is the movie theater. I saw that movie. Rocky was the last movie I ever saw here. And right here, these buildings you see here, this used to be where it used to be the telephone station where people would make calls. And my dad's bank was somewhere around here. Because you see all run down, this buildings. Yeah. This used to be right here. This is a dental office. And some of these dental offices you see here are open on Sundays. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jaws. Yeah, yeah. Classic film. Yeah. These you see here, this dental office. Well, back then it used to be a preschool. Oh, PT Cruiser. Yeah, yeah. My brother had one of had a PT Cruiser. Yeah. So right here used to be now it's an orthodontist, and this is a mom and pop drugstore. So yeah, there's been a lot of stories that happened this town. A lot of my childhood I got from stories from this streets right here, and legends come from these streets too. Now I'm going to go much further. I don't know if you ever had Caesar salad to eat. Well, here's a little quiz, kiddies. This is the place where the Caesar salad was born. This restaurant right here. In this street right here, back in the day, if you lived in San Diego, back in the 80s or 70s and back beyond back, this used to be packed with American kids, Marines, American servicemen, like around the week on the weekends. And all of these places were bars and clubs, and guys would go clubbing through these streets. You would see kids packed from even high school kids because since the drinking age was 18, and in California it's 21. Yeah, they would come here. So now, this street right here, this is part of my childhood also, this street. As a kid, I remember. You know, my dad used to come to eat here. And he had his whole produce wholesale business over here back in those days. I still remember that. Oh, this is it. This is the building right here. Right here. This used to be the place. Right inside here, this used to be his wholesale businesses right here. And right here, this restaurant, but it's not this restaurant, but the guy who my 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 dad would say, order what you want from here, and the people that and the owner from here would give me anything I want. And later on, my dad would come and wouldn't pay the guy. Mm. Pay the guy, yeah, yeah. The house right there, the further you see here, that's where the guy that owned the place used to live back then. Yeah, I think the guy's probably dead now because he was all I remember. He was some degenerate gambler guy. Um, and over here, these are like a lot of these are wholesale uh, uh, produce back in the day. Still remember all this. And right over here on this street, okay, this is Fifth Street. I remember this place here when I think I was a toddler over here. There was a restaurant inside, and I saw a guy. You know the old jukebox, but where they had all these letters. It looked like a keyboard. It had like the A's, the I's, and the fours, the sixes, and the keyboard. And I would look at it, and I said to myself, "Look, there's a man playing a piano." It was actually a guy looking for playing soccer. Okay. Tajus. I don't know who you are, but I'm glad I made you happy today. Yep, Van's playing the piano. Okay, now over here, this place here, you see here, this truck they used to pack potatoes or something here back then. Now they do different things. And I remember my godmother used to live here. Her house was here, but it's no longer there no more. Now you have all these shops, all these like flower shops. I remember she gave me on like an M16 toy rifle or something that you pressed on it, and it would go beep, beep, like it flashed a light or something. And I remember I would run around the streets. I would run around these streets, going on the street, like that. The guns look so real. I mean, and I remember people looking at me. I was so excited. I mean, I was like 8 or 7 years old at the time. Mm. Oh, this is something funny I saw here. Right here, when you see these, let's see. Okay, okay, I got a little. Okay, right here, where you see these cars here on this street. Okay, there, yeah. I remember we were standing over here on this block, and we noticed that there was people here fighting, but they were not hitting each other. They were fighting. You know what they were fighting with? They were throwing tomatoes at each other. I don't know why they were doing that, but boy, it was so hilarious at that time. I mean, they were throwing tomatoes at each other. All I remember, there was a guy, and I was with my older sister, and he told us, "Hey, look at over there, man! Now they're going to throw the tomatoes." I don't know why they were throwing tomatoes at each other. Yeah, I know, like in Italy or some countries, they have this festival. Yeah, I know, like in Italy, in some like in some foreign country. I mean, Italy, they have they have this festival where they have like this parade, and there's these guys, riding these like floats or something, parade floats, and they're throwing tomatoes at each other, like that. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody was telling me because they thought they were going to come in. The story was that they thought they were going to come and steal it. Like those things. Like those incidents they've been having on TV where they go into Target, these bunch of kids, and they start stealing stuff. Well, what they thought was that since it was like on May 15th or May 14th, that's the day of the student. the day of the student. And during the days of the students, students would take that day off and go around doing all kinds of pranks, around the city, like stealing cars, uh, 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 playing with hydrant, playing with some fire hydrant, and going around. And there was, I think what it was, that there was a rumor going on that some other kids from the high schools were going to go to those wholesale places and steal all the stuff. So what they did is this: that the merchants waited for them, and when they arrived there, they started throwing tomatoes at them. That story. That's one rumor I heard. That because I remember telling my brother that story years later, and he told me that was it. That there was that because the merchants were waiting for the kids to come in, and once they would come in, steal the stuff, they would throw the tomatoes at them. Yeah, yeah, they have this. Yeah, that's how in Mexico they have the day of the student. The students, were yeah. There's stories like kids hijacking city buses. They take city buses, hijack, and they go for joyrides. They sneak into the movies. They do all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, that doesn't happen very often. Very little often happen. But back in the day, like in the 70s and 60s, it was wild. I mean, damn, people would college. It was mostly middle school kids, high school, and college kids would go around towns and doing all those pranks, and doing all the pranks, going around. Yeah. Well, okay. I'm gonna go back to the street, Revolution Avenue, the street where there was people would go bar hopping weeks after week after weekend. It would be like this. This was way before the violence of the cartels came, and people were not afraid to go. Saturdays and Sundays, you will see American families with kids and everything that will walk here, go to the career shops, and check this out and take a picture, a famous picture they have. Let me guys show you something. I don't know why I haven't shown you this, but I'm going to show you this. I don't know why. Oh man, I don't know why I haven't seen. But here's a famous. I don't know why. Where are these pictures? Hmm. Okay, now let's go. These were the taking pictures with the donkey. Yeah, those pictures are like postcards. Oh, that's the casino picture right there. Oh, I'm surprised I haven't seen one of those. It's famous. I don't know why I haven't seen them. Oh, I get it. It's just it was too early. That's why they was putting these. Okay, I got it. Okay, they would put a donkey here, and you would put a sombrero, and you take a picture with it. It's famous. It's a famous pictures. They have it. Even famous people, old movie stars will come here, touristing, and they would take pictures of it with the donkey name. And Scott Fitzgerald, the famous author who wrote The Great Gatsby, there's a picture of him and his wife Zelda visiting Tijuana back in the 30s with a donkey. That's Scott Fitzgerald. Man. Famous pictures there. I don't know why we haven't. Let me see. I'm gonna find the pictures of it. Let me see. Let me show you. I don't think I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna find that. Oh, okay. I found it. I found it. Yep. In Baldville. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let me show you. Okay. Here's a picture of the famous donkeys. Okay. Share. You see here? This is the one you take your picture. And if you, there's famous people have taken that, like like before, like I said, F. Scott Fitzgerald with his wife Zelda, the great Gatsby writer, took a picture here with his wife here. But this is a picture of a couple. It was taken in 2013 because every year they change it. They put it like now if you go, it'll say Tijuana 2024, and you just take the picture there. You hit with a sombrero, and if you're a younger person, like child, you get to ride the donkey here. So it's been just they've been doing this since the 30s. Yeah, yeah, the donkey here. Now here's more. Yeah, you see, here's one. Here's a very old one. Yeah, here you go. Oh, here we go. Here's some American tourists. All American tourists go there. You see. You see. Okay. This one right here, 1949, and this one over here. These are American tourists. This is Mexico. This is like in the 60s. American tourists there. Yeah. Yeah, they took the picture there, and yeah, and he was famous for that. Yeah, you know why they paint the donkey to look like a zebra? Oh, yeah, they do paint it. You know why? Because it goes back to the 30s when the camera lens was black and white, and many times the black and white were not um, where the picture didn't came out really good. So what they did is that they painted the donkey back then when there was all black and white pictures. Yeah, this is like from 1959. This is an American couple. And here's another American couple. A lot of Americans take pictures there. Some are, this is more recently American. This is 1963. Now I want to show you more historical photos. Okay, of that city. Okay, And here you see American tourists, more kids than the 50s, bar hopping. This is like from the 60s, so 70s or 60s, yeah. And this is a picture of a person you probably heard of. So this is picture right here. You see here. This is Mike's Agogo Disco. They call it Agogo. There's a picture of Jim Morrison having a beer in this place back in the late 60s, when just right before he died. Yep, that's true. Cuba and Mexico, yeah, that was in those days. Here's some more stories about that. This is the famous casino of Aguacaliente back in the 30s. It was back then in the 20s and 30s. It was like frequented by such like Lauren Hardy, Buster Keaton, Clark Gable, uh, uh, W.C. Fields, people like that nature, Gloria Swanson. Uh, of that era would frequent this oasis. Now, this picture right here, that's Bing Crosby. Oh, cool, Jim Morrison. Oh man, yeah. I remember once a guy was telling us in '67. He said he saw James Brown, and he said he never saw anything like that. His shows were awesome. In '67, he saw him in concert. James Brown back in the day. He said his shows were awesome. Yeah, here you see Bing Crosby down in Tijuana celebrating. Yeah, these are all celebrities. These are the people. Here's a list of the people that were seeing there at the time. You see, notice Lauren Hardy. Mhm. Yeah, you notice the people. Lauren Hardy. Let's see. Yeah, the original Champ from 1931 was filmed there. The original Champ. There's a clip on YouTube of the movie. Yeah, the Hollywood elite would go there. And here's one famous guy that used to go there. Even yeah, Joe Crawford. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, because it was like they would go there for many because casinos were legal back then, and in Nevada also casinos were legal, but they were not. I mean, this was. I mean, this was before Bugsy Siegel, the mob came in the 40s. But there, they. I mean, you can go to that casino. They had shows. It was big. There were rooms. There was bars and everything. It was state of the art for back in those days. I mean, you didn't see anything like that in L.A. because it wasn't legal. Right? And in Nevada it was legal, but Nevada didn't have anything. Just these roadside casinos where you had a bar, where you had a drink and you would go have a drink and gamble. That was it. Yeah, here's Caliente. Here's Bing Crosby right here. Yeah, this is the racetrack they had there. Yeah, here's an old paperclip from the San Diego Union Tribune. That um, yeah, this is how it looks right now. But it's not a casino no more. It's a high school now. Yeah, a lot of history surrounding these casinos. Yeah, a lot of history surrounding those casinos and everything. Yeah, yeah, it was one of the most beautiful structures back then. But sadly, back in 1936, the government of Lázaro Cárdenas, he was like kind of like the Hugo Chavez of now Venezuela, General Cárdenas. He banned casinos from, and the place was closed forever. but in 1946 became a high school. Oh, you're welcome very much, and I'm happy you liked it. And next time I'll do another one. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna take up now, but I'll see you guys soon later. And thanks for coming here to the stream, okay? And see you all, and have a good day. Have a good evening. Well, thank you. Good. Thank you. Glad you liked it very much. I really appreciate it. Well, good night then. Talk to you all soon. You're welcome.